Sometimes I wonder if the most important parts of our lives are the ones we almost don't notice at all. Not because they're hidden, but because they're so ordinary that we assume they'll always be there. I've been sitting here for a little while now watching the horses. They haven't done anything remarkable. One wandered over to the fence. Another has spent most of the evening convinced that one particular patch of grass is somehow better than the rest. Nothing extraordinary has happened, and yet, while I've been sitting here, the evening has quietly changed. The light has softened. The air has cooled. The swallows are flying lower than they were 20 minutes ago. The breeze has found its way through the trees in a different way. None of it announced itself. It simply happened while I was paying attention. Sometimes I think that's how life works. I sometimes think we've become very good at waiting for highlights. We're encouraged to believe that life is made up of milestones. The big holiday, the promotion, the birthday, the photograph that ends up framed on the wall. But when you really think about it, those moments make up only a tiny fraction of our lives. Most of life happens in the spaces between them. It's the walk home after work when the sky surprises you. It's making a nice cup of tea while someone you love tells you about their day. It's sitting outside at the end of an ordinary evening with horses quietly eating grass behind you. Those moments rarely feel important at the time. Perhaps that's why they're so easy to miss. I've noticed something curious over the years. When people look back on their lives, they don't always remember the biggest days. Very often they remember how something felt. They remember the smell of rain on warm ground, the sound of a gate closing behind them after a walk, the evening the whole family happened to be together without anyone realizing it would become a memory. Those moments never ask to be remembered. They simply become precious because life moved on. I sometimes wonder how many beautiful moments we're living through today without knowing they'll matter one day. I've realised that the world hasn't become a more beautiful place. I've simply become better at noticing it. The trees have always moved in the wind like this. The birds have always sung at this time of the evening. The horses have always lowered their heads as the day draws to a close. None of that is new. What's changed is my attention. And perhaps that's one of the quietest gifts we can give ourselves. Not a different life, just a different way of looking at the one we already have. before today slips away, perhaps there's one small thing worth noticing. Not because anyone else will see it, not because you'll photograph it, simply because it's part of your life. Perhaps it's the way the light falls across your kitchen floor, the sound of birds settling for the night, a dog asleep beside your chair, someone making you laugh. Or perhaps it's simply this feeling that you were here, that this ordinary evening happened, that for a few quiet minutes you stopped rushing long enough to notice it. Because living well isn't about filling our lives with more extraordinary moments. Perhaps it's about overlooking fewer ordinary ones.